Hi everyone, this is Phil Travis here, and this is the announcement for week number 7 here in the 60s. This week we are going to be examining the presidency of Lyndon Baines Johnson, really kind of from two angles. We're going to look at Lyndon Baines Johnson's war on poverty, which of course produced programs like Medicare and Medicaid. And of course, Johnson also signed in important pieces of civil rights legislation, the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, which were highly significant. So we're going to look at Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, his domestic programs this week. We're also this week going to begin examining the Vietnam War. And so we'll be looking at Lyndon Johnson and the Vietnam War as well. We're going to be examining the Vietnam War for a number of weeks now. Vietnam really came to really encompass American foreign policy, American politics, and society during the latter half of the 1960s. And so we are going to be examining Vietnam quite a bit in the coming weeks. We're going to talk not only about the war, we're also going to talk about the counterculture movement, the anti-war movement, and then eventually we'll be talking about the election of Nixon and the so-called emergence of a more unified conservative movement. The conservative movement that was perhaps most consolidated under the leadership of Ronald Reagan with his election in 1980 really began to crystallize in the election of Nixon in 1968. So we're going to be looking at all of these things in coming weeks. This week, though, we're going to focus on Lyndon Johnson and his Great Society program, and we're going to look at some of the key moments in the lead up to the Americanization of the Vietnam War. When I say Americanization, I'm referring to the deployment of American combat troops in Vietnam. And so we're going to examine events like the Gulf of Tonkin incident, as well as the decisions of the United States following the assassination of John Kennedy to become more deeply involved in Vietnam. So this week, just have our discussion forum. I know we had our project proposal. I've talked to a number of you about that. So hopefully everybody's clear on that. If you haven't submitted the project proposal yet, please make sure that you do. It's better to get it in a little late than not at all. I will get your test graded soon. If you haven't completed the test yet, remember you still have a couple of days to do so. So make sure you complete that test. Remember to look at the study guide that I posted in modules for last week. This week, just the discussion forum. And if you haven't completed the midterm, make sure you do that or the proposal. But otherwise, try to make it a little bit of a lighter week. We're going to read chapter 6 and 7 from our Farber textbook. I'm also going to have a documentary film posted for you on the Gulf of Tonkin incident at the beginning of the Vietnam War, the American portion of the Vietnam War. I will have that in there for you as well. So I'd like to see you watch that also and talk about the significance of the Gulf of Tonkin incident / resolution, which is very significant. And I'm not going to let you know why that's significant just yet, because we're going to talk about that in the discussion for this week. The factoid. Email me the factoid no later than Wednesday by midnight. Get your bonus points added to a test score at the end of the term. The factoid is this. It'll be about Lyndon Johnson, real short. We'll make this announcement short today. Lyndon Johnson loved the soda Fresca. And he loved the soda Fresca so much that he had a Fresca soda-like fountain installed in the White House. Every president, usually does something in the White House that is unique to their taste. And for Lyndon Johnson, it was the Fresca machine. So Lyndon Johnson really liked Fresca, the soda, so much that he had a machine installed in the White House. All right, guys, let's have a great week. Email me if you have any questions.